Hello, hello, hello. Candace. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Wait, one more thing. Just kidding. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I know that it's super cold outside, so I really appreciate you coming in and listening to what I have to say today. My name is Talina Hendrickson. I hope everybody knows that by now. And today we're going to talk about living strong, moving with purpose. So as you can see, I have been a NASM certified personal trainer since 2005, AFA group fitness instructor also since 2005, and officially a licensed EMT, and I'm practicing some of that as well. So I've been here for 13 years with John Knox. It started out as I was just coming in to teach one class a week, and now we're up to over 30 classes a week. So the fitness has really, really grown, and I couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you so much for that. My passion is and has always been helping everyone stay active and independent, and that really is the goal here. So why do we move? We move to stay independent on our own terms, right? To do everyday things with confidence and ease, to feel steady, capable, and full of energy, to keep saying yes to our grandchildren, to travel, hobbies, and that's a big thing, right? We don't want to stop living. We want to be able to still do all the fun things. I mean, that's what we're here. That's the stage that we're at. We want to age in place for as long as possible right here at JKV. What does strong really mean? Strong, getting up from a chair or the floor or without help. So real quick, we're just going to do a little practice exercise. I know, get ready. Also, I've had coffee, and that's may or may not end well. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so just a real simple exercise without trying, without using your hands. If you can, I want you to try to stand up and sit down. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Good. You would be surprised how many people are not able to do that. And that's something that is a very simple thing that we will lose if we don't practice, right? So this is a big thing. When you go to see your doctors for your physicals or just your yearly examinations, one of the things that they ask you to do is to stand up and sit down. Some doctors will ask you to do it at least 10 times. And that is a tally for them that kind of lets them know where you are strength-wise. So getting up from a chair, that's a big thing. So if you don't feel confident in doing that, that's something that you should practice. And of course, using your hands, whatever it takes to practice, to gain the strength to eventually be able to do it without using your hands, right? So another thing that strong really means is walking confidently without fear of falling. That's a big thing, and I hear that a lot about, when they're walking, the biggest fear is falling. Curbs, that's a big deal. Not being able to estimate, well, how much room if I step down, am I going to make that? Or is my knee going to buckle? I mean, there's just so many things to that. So walking confidently without fear, that's another big thing that I hear a lot about, So one of the things that, in the fitness program, we're trying to to work on those things, even though we don't address the fear and, the strength of getting up from a chair, we are still working on things, whether you're taking classes or using the fitness equipment that is going to help you feel more confident in doing those simple life things. Protecting your joints and bones from injury. One of my favorite things that I will always say when it comes to using fitness equipment or doing anything as far as strength training is building that lean muscle around to cushion the joints and the bones. My biggest example is, God forbid, having a fall and falling on your hips. And if you haven't been working, like the abductor or adductor machine where that builds that little cushion around your hip, the first thing that's going to take the hit will be the hips, right? But by working just that simple machine, that will build that little cushion, and the goal here is that the muscle takes the hit, not the bone, right? Again, prolonging and preventing, what could, be worse. Having the energy to enjoy your full day and staying independent living. We all want to, stay independent, right? We don't want to feel that some of our things are being taken away. So we have to work towards that. It's not, as we get older, it's not something that, it's just given. We come here, it's a process, but the goal is to stay independent and not moving to higher care, right? I said right? Okay, just making sure, you all good? You all great? Okay. Okay, so purposeful movement. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, exercise isn't just about the gym. It's about real life. Purposeful movement equals training for the things that matter. Rising from your favorite reading chair, walking to the dining room, clubhouse, or mailbox, reaching, lifting, and balancing each single day. So, again, basic skills, right? Basic things. You want to be able to feel confident that, okay, I'm going to walk to the clubhouse for dinner, or I'm going to walk to the clubhouse to take Talina's class, in the freezing cold, or even show up here today, right? So these are just basic things that we want to be able to feel confident about and continue to do on a daily basis. Okay, so two kinds of movement. You have heart and lung, and you have muscle and balance. Heart and lung equals cardio, cardiovascular. That's strengthening the lungs and the heart. Cardio is going for a walk, going for a bike ride, taking a drum fit class or a dance fitness class. Those are examples of some cardio that you could do to help strengthen your lungs and heart. One of the things that this does is it builds endurance for activities. A lot of people are like, I just want to feel like I can last, or I can walk longer, or I can, stay on my feet longer. Well, that's not a given thing. We have to work towards that. So the longer and the more that you work towards strengthening that, the longer you're going to be able to have that longer. You're going to take a longer walk. You're going to be able to last longer in some of the activities that you choose to do here on campus. Keeps the oxygen flowing to the brain and the body. Oxygen is a big deal, right? We need it, right? Kind of? Maybe? No? I don't, I think it's important. Okay, muscle and balance strength. Helps you move safely, dramatically reduces fall risk, and is the key to independent living. Because, a lot of people will come in and, I don't have any balance. Okay, well, let's work on that. But it's not just showing you balance exercises, right? We have to do the whole thing. It's a combination of, okay, tell me, what kind of cardio are you taking in? What machines are you working? Oh, you're not working machines. Okay, yeah. So we have to work on those things. to give you the two, balance and muscle together. That's what's going to keep you stronger, okay? Lifespan versus health span. So cardio often determines how long you live. Strength determines how well you live. Read those two again. Cardio often determines how long you live. That's your aerobic stuff. That's your walking. That's your classes. Strength determines how well you live. This cannot be more truer. So I really want you to consider that and think about that. And those that are home, that are like, oh, I don't do anything. This is it right here. These two, you need to think about this. Let that sink in, because it is one of the truest things you can ever have anyone ever tell you. A strong heart may get you to your 80s, 90s, or beyond, but strength decides whether you're thriving or just surviving. Are we thriving or are we surviving? I'm not asking mentally. I know where some of you are there. I'm talking about physically, right? Are we just surviving or are we thriving? And what are we doing for that? If we're not doing anything, then we're just surviving, right? The goal is more years of vibrant, independent living. That is the goal. We're coming right back to the same thing I've been saying since we started this morning. Independent living, independent living. And how well are you going to live independent? Why cardio matters. Your heart is the engine that powers everything you do. Moves oxygen through the bloodstream to every organ. Helps manage blood pressure naturally. Protects against heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. Keeps your mind sharp and your mood bright. So, Mr. Trainer recently came up with a challenge that they had put onto YouTube, and he said, he tried to challenge the entire campus to participate. And one of the things, I did a video, mimicking a little bit of the moves that we had gone through in that video. And one of the things was the first thing in the morning that the Japanese people did was they would get up and for 3 minutes would start a little stretch. And they would do that completely for 3 minutes. And that stretch alone started their day. And it takes them 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes. So you get up in the morning, maybe it's the first thing that you do. Maybe you have a cup of coffee. Maybe you do it right now. I don't know. You want to do it? No. But a lot of it is, it got their body moving. It got the blood flowing to the, oxygen to the organs. Everything starts moving once you start moving, right? So that's another important thing about starting your day, is remembering that you're jump-starting your body. You're waking it up, and all the pieces start working the way that they're supposed to work, right? Right? Okay. I don't know why it's funny. No. Okay. Why strength matters. Getting up from the floor after playing with a grandchild. I don't know about you guys, okay? But listen, when I'm on the floor with my grandkids, it is not easy. It is not easy. And maybe some of you are saying, oh, I don't do that anymore. No. Well, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. Why? I mean, do I like being on the floor? No. Does Miss Wilson hit me occasionally and knock me to the floor? Yes. She knows it, but that's okay. We get right back up. So it's just an example. And being that I have grandchildren and I love them so very much, all of you know that, this is a good example. Opening heavy doors without hesitation. Sometimes doors don't open around here, right? And it's just whatever, there's a glitch or somebody didn't open them up. And some of them are pretty heavy to open, right? So, you have to really, use that strength to open those doors. How about lifting your grandchild on your lap? That's another thing. And then putting them down. Let me tell you, they eat a lot, okay? They're nonstop. And when you try to lift them boogers up, let me tell you, it's not, it's hard. So, yeah, it's being able to do those simple, fun things, when they reach up to you and you just want to just grab them, and do all the things you used to do. How about carrying your own groceries and feeling pretty good about it, even if it's from the back of your car into your cottage or house or an apartment, right? It's a chore, but back in the day, remember we would have a handful of bags and we're like, look at me. And now we're like, I'm just gonna do one bag at a time. Yeah. How about recovering faster if you ever do have a fall or surgery? This is another big one. I can tell the difference between someone who works consistently on strengthening their body when they have an injury or a fall, or even if they have a knee replacement, and then but prior to that, they were in the fitness center, they were working to strengthen their body, and they had a little program, and then someone who hasn't, and then now they're done with surgery and they're trying to recover. I promise you that the recovery is 10 times faster when you have been taking the time to strengthen your body. And how many of you, by a raise of hand, can attest to that? You know what it's like to be consistent, you're working, and then you go in and you have a procedure done, and then it's time, right, for the recovery. The recovery is up to you. And your body is so fascinating because it knows. You can't even really trick it. It knows. So I know. You know what I'm saying? The body is just yeah, you haven't been doing your stuff. So, or your body is just yep, we're on top of this. Recovery's going great. Which one is it going to be? That's your choice. That's up to you, right? Right? Okay, so the reality after age 50, this is a blow, but anyway, we're not going to talk about age. Without training, muscle mass declines 1.1 to 2%, 1 to 2% every year, and that's just after 50, right? So now, after 50, we have to work even harder to maintain that. This muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, the number one cause of injury in adults over 65. Statistics don't lie. Fractures, especially hip fractures that, can impact your life, which we talked about, having, a hip fracture, whether you had been working to strengthen the hip flexors and the muscles around the hip, or if you haven't, and your body's going to tell you, oh, it's going to take this long, or it's not, or yeah, this is going to be a breeze. Loss of independence. So moving from independent living to higher care. Because once it gets to that point, right, then now we have to look at other measures, right? You have to think about other ways that you're going to need assistance because you didn't do anything to help yourself or help your body or prevent what could have been mildly prevented. The good news, you can reverse this trend at any age. Now that is truly the good news. Is it ever going to be perfect? No. No, it's not. But it's going to be 10 times better than nothing at all. So 10 times better, nothing at all. Which one do you want? It's your choice, right? It's your choice. So yes, it's never too late. Um, you know, it's always sometimes a fall or something in the cardiac, like maybe a heart procedure, like a wake-up call, right? Sometimes it takes a wake-up call to be like, oh, I gotta get straight, I gotta get straight. I mean, you know, my hubby is 53 years old and we're about to go through something like that. And this is serious, and he's 53. And it's scary. But, you know, unfortunately, when you don't take care of yourself, and it's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. So now we're going to go, okay, now I'm going to do better. I'm going to strengthen myself. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to, you know, eat better. I'm going to do all the things that I need to do. But, you know, now we got some catching up to do, right? Right? Yeah. Okay, so research proves adults over 60 who do resistance training, it's never too late. So this is referring to that, building muscle even in their 80s and 90s. I mean, I got a couple of 80s and 90s in here that can flex a really good bicep. They can. Ask them why. You know, I mean, I can't take credit. They come to class, they do the work, they work really hard, or they use the fitness equipment, okay? That's how, you know, yeah, they got biceps. Watch out. Don't make them mad. Don't do it. I take no responsibility. It improves balance, and it reduces the fall risk by up to 40%. And it does. 40% is still 40%, right? I mean, it's not 100%. Nothing's ever going to be 100%, except me. But it is going to help improve that by 40%. I'll take those odds, right? Strengthens the bones and slows the osteoporosis. You know, a lot of times you guys go in for those bone scans, and that's when you start, you know, hearing, oh, I got osteo this, osteo that. And I'm like, osteo in my class. Come on. You know, but now you may have to take medication or shots or things that maybe you didn't have to do if you had been working on that. The good news is that's not reversible completely, but, you know, we can prolong it from getting worse, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, okay. Helps you walk faster and more confidently. We talked about that, okay? I know that people tend to walk slow because they're watching every little step. And, you know, there's a fear there. But the more confident you are, the stronger that you get, that walk, that stride becomes longer and more confidently, okay? Your body wants to get stronger, so that's what we're here for. Let's help it. Let's help it get stronger. Every move counts. Every single move. Every walk around the campus, every lap in the pool. I have some swimmers in here. Every time you choose stairs over the elevator, you know, nobody wants to take the stairs. I get it. But it's necessary because, again, just like standing up and sitting down, that is another basic life skill. So, you know, I'm not saying take all the stairs, but don't be afraid to do a couple of steps here and there, you know? Remind your body what it's supposed to be doing. That's all sometimes we need to do. Every class you attend, even if you just try it, all of it counts. Each small yes adds up to more time, more moments, more life, more independence. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at all the different things we offer. Okay, so fitness at JKV. We have balance and stretch. Look, this is a 30-minute class, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. Everybody say it with me. Monday through Friday. Okay, 5 days a week, 11 o'clock for you sleepyheads out there. And you have 30 minutes where you can solely work on just balance and stretches. Balance and stretches that when you go to Oak Park therapy, or you've had physical therapy, you did, and they give you the sheet and they say, okay, bye-bye. And then you go home and you put the sheet down and then that's it, right? So this class is a class specifically designed with a lot of those moves combined into this class. And it's available to you. Now, if you are someone at home and you're just like, I'm not going to the gym, for whatever reason, I would hope that you would reach out and let's talk about that. But they are also on JKV TV. So at certain times of the week, I think it's Tuesday, Thursday at 1 o'clock, but I'm not sure. So there are videos, and this coming up year, we're going to redo a lot of the videos as well. So we're going to have some updated videos for you. Senior fitness, that is a total body class from head to toe. I'm telling you, it's all muscle exercises, and a lot of the times, and sometimes the residents don't even know I'm doing it, we'll hit like 3 or 4 exercises per muscle. And believe it or not, I can get it done in 30 minutes. Okay? So that's every day as well. Every day. So if you're not someone who likes the fitness equipment and you want to come in and you want to work on strengthening those muscles in a fun, happy class where you can meet other residents, okay? Social, right? Mental, good way to meet other people. Try the classes. Circuit core. Circuit core is circuit core. If you are comfortable getting on the ground, it is a 30-minute abdominal workout. Core, mostly, yes, there's some upper body and there's some lower body because, again, we're working the core. So that means top to bottom, not just abs. If you're going to come to me to the fitness center, I'm going to put my finger down, okay, and say, I need this. I need this. I'm going to go, oh, okay. Where's your sheet? Oh, let me go find it. And I go in and look at that sheet, and I see that that sheet has not been filled out for a year. A year. This happens more than you know. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to help you with that. If you want me to help you, then we're going to talk about the entire body. Then, when I see that you're being consistent and you're following through, and then we can start working on little other, extra stuff after that. But you can't spot reduce. I can't just give you exercises for hit this. I mean, if that was how it was done, we would all have a six-pack, all of us. But that's not how it's done. It's not. So don't do it. Don't come to me for that. Not unless you have a sheet full of what you've been doing. All right, Tai Chi. Where's my Tai Chi people? Mr. and Mrs. Hardy. And, again, this is another balancing and a mind, body, spirit class. It helps tremendously. Mr. Marks, I don't believe he's here, but they offer these classes daily. Mr. Marks does an 8 o'clock. I know it's early, but it's about a 15-minute, 20-minute class he does, and he does it Monday through Sunday. Now, he does do it over here in the Centra building, all right, and in the old fitness center, which is now Oak Park Therapy. So if you wanted to take his class, and then the Hardys teach the 9 a.m. at the clubhouse, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, and those classes are thriving. So people are really starting to get involved and come to classes, and it's helping. Drum Fit. Drum Fit is so much fun, guys. If you haven't tried Drum Fit, you're missing out. You are. We have so much fun in Drum Fit. It's 9:30. It's only offered on Wednesdays right now, and the reason is because attendance is kind of Sometimes it's here, and sometimes I'm like, where is everybody? So if you haven't tried it, come try it. It's a great Sitting down, we're sitting down like a aerobic exercise class in a chair with drums. There's no weights. It's just with little, not drums, drumsticks. There you go. That's better. Drumsticks. And occasionally we hit each other with it. That's really fun. Stretch and flex is kind of like circuit core. It's again being comfortable with getting on the ground. It's an advanced balance and stretch class, really, without the chair. However, the chair is optional in that class. So even in circuit core, that even though that we're on the ground, the residents are able to use a chair to help them stand up, sit down if they need to. Because how else are we going to be able to stand up and sit down from the floor? Practice, right? We're going to need a chair for that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Water aerobics. That is a 6-day class, also resident-driven. I don't see anybody from Aqua or the water aerobics classes. That is over here at the fitness pool in the old fitness center as well. And I think it runs around 8:45 a.m. And if you want more information about that, I know it's too cold to think about being in the water. So, but as we start to warm up, when that maybe, hopefully soon, it's cold, you might want to try that class. The water is really nice. It's really warm, and water aerobics is very therapeutic for the body. Very, very therapeutic for the body. So, absolutely give that a try. In the summertime, we launch our aqua class on Saturdays here at the clubhouse. That's my party girls. They're all out there, and sometimes I have a couple of guys show up too. Dance fitness is 4 days a week, 8:30, sorry. And I mean, it's just a very low impact fitness class. It could be high impact if you want it to be. I mean, the residents have that option, and modifications are provided in all classes. So you'll notice, if you take a class, you'll notice a resident maybe not doing some of the things. They're doing their own thing, and they're invited to do so in all classes. I always say, listen to your body, not always to me, but mostly to me. But listen to your body, right? Okay, move to motion. Mr. Albertson, raise your hand. Move to motion. Okay, so this is more, it's a beginner's class. It's someone who is sedentary, not active at all, and would like to participate in an activity, a class. These are Mondays and Thursdays at 2:30. Not a very packed class, so you wouldn't have to worry about too many people in there. Also seated, and it usually runs about 30, 45 minutes. It just depends. But that class is so much fun. They have a great time. It's cognitive, brain fitness, coordination, a lot of fingers. As we get older, the fingers get tighter, arthritic, and they do it sitting down. So I highly recommend that class if you're at home and you don't do anything, but Mr. Albertson and Mr. Marks, resident-driven class, usually run that class on Mondays and Thursdays at 2:30. That's our newest one. And of course you have your equipment and personal training. Right now, personal training, I'm completely booked. I'm trying to work towards that, because as I get people strong enough, it's like, hey, come to class now. You're ready for class. So I can open up more spots. And I do a lot of personal training with Parkinson's and whatnot. So it's hard to get everybody in, but I'm trying. And if I can get you in, I can absolutely direct you to a class that is just as well until there's a spot open for you, okay? Specialty program is like what we just finished doing, or almost finished doing, for January. Classes, the one that takes the most classes this month wins a big prize, and I will announce that next week when I tally it. But and then for February, it's the resident that signs in and uses the fitness equipment the most, okay? So we're really going to push for that. If you have never used the fitness equipment or need help or direction in that, call me. 1250. Okay? Call me. Let's schedule an appointment. Let's get you acclimated to the machines. It's not like you're going to be there for 2 hours. You know, I will give you a clean, quick workout that may take you 15 minutes. That's if you keep your mouth shut, Miss Wilson, right? It could take 2 hours. It can. It's okay. I'll spend 2 hours with you. I'll hang out with you. We'll talk. We'll make a day of it. It's fun. I like it. But 15 minutes, 4 machines, at least. You got 15 minutes? You got 15 minutes? Yes. Say yes. All right. Let me move on. Okay, so Tai Chi and balance and stretch. We talked a little bit about that. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hardy, Mr. Marks, you know, for contributing your time and taking these classes. Improves balance and stability, makes you feel more secure on your feet, greater flexibility, greater reach, greater bends, moving with ease, better posture, stand tall and confident, reduces stress, it calms your mind while you move, right? Enhances cognitive function, and it's movement that feeds your brain. I like that. Movement that feeds your brain. Think about that. Supports your independence every day. These are things, basic things we need. These are things that we wake up and this is how we start our day. Everything on that list, right? Oh, we're going to have a discussion after this. Okay, strength classes at JKV. Senior fitness, circuit core, women on weights, and aqua fitness. Women on weights took off for a little bit. I'd really love to bring that back. Women on weights was just more of a circuit training in the fitness center where we would have the ladies jump from one machine to the next, kind of like other programs in the past that have been available. So that's what we do. It's a 60-second each machine. It was a lot of fun. Maybe it'll come back. I would like to do that with the guys too as well one day, you know, start a guys class. Building the muscle you need for daily tasks. Strengthening your bones, your best defense against fractures. Truly, it is. Reducing fall risk by how much? Yeah, okay. Staying steady and confident, protecting your joints, moving without pain. How many times have you gotten up when you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much pain. But then once you start moving that body and that blood flow, that pain is not so bad, right? Because you're moving, you've got blood moving, everything is waking up. That's going to help alleviate pain. More energy for the things you love and support your independence every day. Again, we're going to go right back to your independence. Aerobic classes at JKV, I talked a little bit about the dance fit, water aerobics and drum fit. Again, strengthening your heart, lungs, circulation, coordination, and balance. And while having fun, building stamina for travel outings, grandkids, because you need stamina for that. Reducing the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. And connecting with neighbors, right? Going to dinner, you know, hanging out with your friends, going by someone's house and watching all of you have a little drinking party outside. Yeah, you know who you are. I've seen it. What does it do? Read the last sentence with me. Supports your independence every day. Oh, no. Try that again. Support your independence every day. Yeah, it does, right? Okay, and then you have your individualized fitness at JKV, which is customized to fitness levels, goals, and health conditions. One-on-one, that's me showing you a couple of machines that are going to at least get you started, all right? And it's not something to overwhelm you, like it's too much, I can't remember, yada, yada, yada. It's very basic. Then later on, we add to that if you'd like. Safe, effective training designed for your body, a practical routine you can actually stick with. Works around arthritis, joint replacements, or other concerns. Read the last sentence. Support your independence every day. Some of you need more coffee. Okay, special fitness programming, monthly challenges, sets goals and celebrates success. That's what we're doing. Turkey trot, that's always fun. In November, we like to do that the day before Thanksgiving. The aqua fitness, I told you how great it was and how gentle on the joints and great for strength that it was. The new step challenge, that's in April. And then I think I added it again somewhere over the summer. That was a big hit. That started out in April for National Parkinson's Month. And there was a new step challenge that was national, that it was how many miles or how long can you go, and supporting for your fellow, friends. The 1,000 Mile Club, walk your way to a better health. And the newest JKV triathlon that we did last year, that was fun, right? Yeah? Clap, applaud. You're all doing it this year. All right, so coming soon, I'd really love to throw in kickboxing. Again, that was one that we had done for a little bit, and it was decently attended, but then it fell off. So, maybe it would be good to try again. Great for coordination and confidence. Indoor frisbee. We have tons of frisbees. Wouldn't it be fun if we had indoor frisbee and hit each other with it? I think so. We should try that. Fun, social, and surprisingly active. Oh, yeah. Hula hoop contest. That was fun. I had about 10, 12 people participate in that. We've done that a couple of times. A new thing, I'm just going to talk briefly about it because I was sworn to secrecy, is Chair Le Blast. Everybody see that? Chair Le Blast. So if you have some spare time, go on to YouTube and pull that up, because what it is a chair ballroom dance class, and it's partnerless, meaning you don't have to have a partner like you do in ballroom dancing, right? So these are moves that will help you kind of do some of that stuff, and it's as seen on Dancing with the Stars. So soon to come, I hope, be something. I put a feeler out about if anybody had some interest in that. Now that I've explained to you what it is, and if you want to pull it up, let me know. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. We're looking at hopefully adding it somewhere in the mornings. I got to work on that because I don't know where, but we'll figure it out. Mind, body, spirit, holistic wellness approach, and more based on your interests. All right, real quick, fitness center etiquette. We talk about this, and I say this all the time. Dial down to zero. And that's for the clubhouse. When you're using the HER equipment and you use, use however much weight you want on there, you leave the machine, and sometimes that weight still stays on there. So the next person that comes up, they can't do it. So just dial everything down to zero. It's just safer for everybody, so it's a real quick fix. In addition to that, when I say don't forget to wipe down, afterwards, there's, it's flu season, and it's, I see so many patients at MedFast for that. So clean, washy, all the things that you're supposed to do. Oh, here's another one. Sometimes somebody, and I don't know who, and I don't care that, you'll mess with the adjustments on the machine. So the adjustments are set on an average person's body, but when you start getting on the bottom and start messing with these little gadgets that I, during orientation, say, don't touch, you touch. And then now the next person or the next person after that tries to get on there, they can't do it. Maybe the height is, they can't reach, they have to stand up. Now they're doing that exercise unsafe because they're having to manipulate, things. So if you need help, if it's something that you know how to adjust or whatever, do it. That's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say don't do it, but put it back. Can you do that? Maybe? Say yes. Okay. So if you put it back before you leave the machine, then we're fine, right? Then I'm not going, Talina, I can't do this machine. And then I'm having to get down. Those things are not easy to change. I don't know how some of you are doing it, but they're not. I struggle. I struggle hard. They're just, don't do it. But if you do, put it back, please. And thank you. Okay. Sign in for classes on Cubigo or the daily, sign in. Some of you sign in on Cubigo for classes. Some of you don't. It's fine. I have a sign-in sheet for each class for all of you. And at the end of the day, it adds to my plate of things when I'm entering you in. But it's fine, really. So if you can sign in on Cubigo, that'd be great. Sign in when using the fitness center. That's, I take a tally. I do a report. So I need to know, how many people are visiting this fitness center, how many people are visiting the clubhouse, and ask questions. If you don't know, if you need help, just ask. Are you ready to get started? Yes. Okay. Step 1, complete the medical release with your physician. We need one once a year. It's just a thing. You don't have to make you don't have to schedule an appointment with your doctor. Just when you go to the doctor next time, take a form with you, have it signed off, and bring it back to me. It's just once a year, whatever. It's easy. Step 2, check out the fitness schedule. I did bring some fitness schedules up here in the event that you may want to try a class. So our February schedule is up here and available. Invite a neighbor. It's always fun doing a class with your friend, right? Or your next door neighbor. Keep moving throughout the day, even at home. Some of you do, and that's great. Stay active at home, change positions often. Don't sit for more than an hour. Anybody sit for over an hour and then you get up and you're really stiff? Yeah, that's why. Don't sit for more than an hour. If you can, you gotta, keep that blood going. Keep that blood, Stand and stretch during TV commercials, move to music, tap your feet, sway, use your arms, all kinds of things you can do. Watch fitness programming on Knox TV. There's classes every day on there, and it's not just me, Tai Chi. The Hardys have a class on there too. So if you wanted to try one and you didn't want to come in, you're more than welcome to, check out the JKV TV. Or now on JKV YouTube channel, we have some classes on there, which we're going to be working on this year to update. The real goal, a long life without independence, isn't the dream. We want to live fully on our own terms for as long as possible. Cardio keeps you going. Strength keeps you capable. Strength keeps you steady. Strength keeps you you. Yes? And as always, I'd love to get you started. If you haven't already started, just call my extension 1250 and let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Stop by any class to try it. Feel free to jump in. I don't care if you're late, whatever. Jump in. Say, you know what, I'm going to try it. No commitment needed. Can't ask for more, right? Your first step towards stronger, more independent living starts yesterday, today. If you have any questions for me, feel free to come up here and I will be glad to answer as many as I can before classes at 11. But thank you so much for your continued dedication to the fitness program and for coming out on this cold morning. Thank you so much.